Just about set for the men's open. The finalist, Jim Cascio of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, the #1 seed, and Andy Roberts of Memphis, Tennessee, who is seeded #2. So after all the week of competition, this is how it happened. Cascio got here by defeating Tim Sweeney of Glen Ellen, Illinois, 9-15, 15-3, 11-9, and Andy Roberts defeated Lance Gilliam of San Antonio, 8-15, 15-11, 11-5. One thing in common with both, Steve, is they had to come from behind after losing the first game.
They're strong veteran players who will regroup after losing one of the first 2 games and come back tough in the tiebreaker. I saw Andy in the tiebreaker, and he, from like say 5-5 in that tiebreaker with Lance, he played some excellent points. And these guys are veterans of the circuit. They were the finalists last year. They're back again this year. It should be some really sound racquetball.
Cascio won it last year, and in fact, for 2 years in a row, Roberts has been the runner-up, so he would like to turn things around today. Now, he is also like our female winner from Memphis State, that program there.
Yeah, very strong program. The coach down there is Larry Lyles. He's put together a continuity of a program for a long time. He's had some very strong players, and this year he may have the women's champion and the men's champion.
Very possible as they continue to warm up as we get set to start the action. This, of course, the top competitors, I guess you'd have to say, in all the classifications. This the Open, which means you're talking about the very best in amateur racquetball in the United States right now. We'll be back with the match itself, so you stay with us. We're at the Echelon U.S. Open National Amateur Racquetball Championships in Houston. We'll be back. There you see some of the scene here at the downtown YMCA in Houston, Texas, which has hosted the finals in 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, and now 88. And all set to come back in 89. We're all set for the men's finals. Andy Roberts in the dark blue shirt and Jim Cascio in the white. Steve Strandemo with us. Steve, longtime instructor and professional player himself. There you see the record of championships that have been held here.
I think they've signed another contract to continue here for a number of years, which is great. It's a great facility for the tournament. People congregate. The hotel is very close by. It's a wonderful. It's a lot of glass courts where people can get good visibility to matches, and just an excellent situation for the whole United States Racquetball Championships.
That was the official coin toss to determine who will serve first, and you'll be able to see that yourself very closely in just a second. Well, this is an interesting match, I think, Steve, because again, we're talking about 2 guys that have played each other many times before. They've played each other just in this championship a year ago. You've got Andy Roberts, who, golly, he's tired of being the bridesmaid 2 years in a row to 2 different people, and this is his 3rd straight year in the finals. He wants to overcome that, yet he is still coming in as the 2nd seed with Cascio, the #1 seed. So there are a lot of stories here, and it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Although in the women's finals, it was the lower seed that actually won. 7th seed defeated the #2 seed, so we'll see your 4 seed rather. Here's Robert serving.
Ball on Roberts hitting the ball. Maybe you want to.
There you see his power.
Yeah.
He's a big guy, 6'3", 205 pounds. They continue their warm-ups.
Maybe they're not. Are they going to do it?
We're just about set to go. That's Cascio trying some of his ceiling shots. Tell me about the difference in facilities. Is there a great deal of difference in bounce off walls and courts?
Oh, these are solid plaster walls with glass on the right wall and glass on the back wall. One thing that makes it easier for the players, and you'll see it, this is called twin view glass. When we look through it, we see a very clear picture. When the players look out, they can kind of see that kind of a half white, and that really helps them pick up the ball. It's a lot easier to pick it up along the walls. But basically the players adjust to the conditions. There's panel walls, there's plaster cement walls. Different courts have different glass on different walls. So once you're a veteran of the tour like these guys are, they're basically concentrating and focusing on the ball. The distractions of outside the glass don't bother these guys. They're oblivious to that. They don't even see it, and they focus to the situation, and their attention is on the court.
Yeah, there you get a little bit of a shot through the screen, as you can see.
It's an excellent match
clear,
because both these guys have played each other. They know each other's games. They both have come in with a game plan. They're both smart players that if the original game plan doesn't work, they'll make adjustments. So you see a lot of situations here, and both will try to come out and get some early momentum. It's definitely a momentum game, and I'm sure there's going to be some serious hitting in those first rallies.
You've seen these two play before. Is there anything particular that one is more specialized in than maybe the other?
Well, you might say that maybe Andy might hit the ball a fraction harder, but Jimmy hits the ball extremely hard. They're sound players. It's going to be an execution. Who better executes the plan that they have each formulated that will win the match? It should be great to watch.
All right, well,
here
it goes.
For all the viewers and along with ourselves.
Andy Roberts will get the opening serve. 6'3", 205-pounder.
Lancaster, Pennsylvania, who is the defending national champion. Let's play ball.
And, of course, Cascio, the defending champion. And here we go.
A little anxious on that first shot.
That was a skip. Some of you perhaps have not been with us the entire telecast, so we'll recap a few of the rules as we have a chance. Roberts is the only person who can score as long as he is serving. In other words, the server is the only one who scores, just as in volleyball. There's a side out if he loses serve.
A great shot. Andy was coming up on the left. Jimmy hit a forehand, drove it back around him on the left side. Good cross-court pass.
So now there was no point scored there. That was simply a side out. And now Cascio will serve for the first time. 1-0 or 0-1 is the score. The score correctly is given with the server first, although we may slip on that occasionally.
That's a tremendous return. I mean, that was a low drive serve. He stepped over, used the crossover step, and just nailed that thing. Caught Jim off balance.
So it's a side out. And the score is 1-0 with Roberts serving and leading.
Good serve, ace.
And he aced him.
That's a tough serve. Now he's going to appeal it. He can't see it.
Scores 2, serving 0.
Great serve. Couple bounces before the back wall. Great kill from backcourt. Used that serve and tried to jam it off the left wall a little bit into Jimmy's body. Caused him to pop it up and then went back and nailed the backhand. Jumped out to 3-0 lead.
Serve was short. And again, to explain what a serve is short, what that means, Jim, as you can see the lines on the court, explain that again to people who've just tuned in.
Right, that ball needs to carry that second line, and that's 20 feet from the front wall. If it goes over that line after hitting the front wall, off of one wall or off of two walls, then it starts a good serve. That was a tough shot.
That was excellent. That was put in what is often called the crotch of the wall on the floor. It's going to hit the wall slightly first, and then it's unreturnable.
Ball's getting it's being hit so low on the front wall, and came off the back wall. Jimmy really set up on a nice backhand and drilled it low. Let's see what kind of serves he comes back. He's going to get ready to crank.
Short.
Short, didn't make it back.
Second serve.
Second serve. The game is to 15.
Point.
And a point. It's a game to 15, but a tiebreaker after the 2 games if it is 1 game apiece, and the tiebreaker only goes to 11. And that pretty much brings you up to speed if you just joined us.
Good serve.
Great shot.
Point.
Hit a crack on the right wall. Just carried over the back service line, and ace serve to Andy's forehand.
Short. Hold it. Serve is short.
Another short serve. He's trying to get that ball to come back very low and just skim across that
Shows his
line.
motion. That ball just hit in the service box area.
Good shot. That shot was good.
Good shot.
That last shot was good. Line judges, I said there was no violation of the 5-foot rule. There's an appeal. No violation was my call. The call stands.
He appealed the
Side out.
5-foot rule, thought he encroached in the area, and it was upheld by the linesman.
Scores 4, serving 2.
You can really highlight right in here on Andy's service motion. He gets down, uses a 2-step motion. Makes very low contact, gets and bends and extends that elbow, snaps his wrist, and tries to hit basically about 10 inches up on that front wall.
Good serve.
Point.
So the point
Tremendous
goes to Andy
serve to the
Roberts.
right.
Roberts leading 5-2, 3-time intercollegiate champion. Cascio is
Watch his feet on the back line. He takes 2 steps in, makes low contact. Very excellent motion to emulate for the viewers who are watching the telecast.
Set up.
That's a side out. Let's ask one other question regarding the lines. Are the lines in or out? In other words, if the ball hits the line, is that in or is it out if it hits the line?
It's going to be short.
It'll be short. So
You
the
start
line
your
is like,
service motion on the lines, and it's got to carry over the line.
so it is like a foul line in baseball. If the ball hits it, it's not good. Or I'm sorry, it's good. It's like an out of bounds line in basketball. If it hits it, it's out of bounds.
Great shot down the line. He had pinned, Jim pinned off in the middle of the court and hit a backhand right down the wall.
Play it. Side out.
Again, a ruling from the referee high atop the
It was a
court.
great shot. Look at that backhand. It pulls, drives the ball, dies in the back of the court. Great shot. Good backhand.
5-2. Short. So many short ones because, as we said before, the ideal would be to get the ball low, just skimming across that
Second serve.
service line.
And if you do miss, you'd like to miss it low so that you can come with a second serve. Now, usually, in most play, the second serve is less pace, allowing you a greater chance to get the ball into play so you don't double fault. And these guys are being very aggressive on the second serve. Just skipped in. It's definitely an aggressive approach to second serves. I'm not sure that you could recommend it to a lot of the general players out there because they wouldn't have the accuracy to be able to get that second serve in, like Andy is doing. That is an incredible serve. That thing hits and just about skids on the floor. Look at that action. Elbow bending, extending. Thing is hit so low it lands in that 20-25 foot area. Great serve.
Just got past the line. That was why it was such a perfectly placed one. Well, Andy Roberts is looking as though he has something he wants to prove today. Leading 8-2, and a timeout has been called and requested. Andy Roberts, winner of the DP Nationals in '86, state regional winner, won at the World Games, but trying to break a 2-year string of being runner-up here. Now, again, what we have to point out is that should he even win this first game, you got to remember that his opponent, Joe Cascio, lost the first game yesterday, too.
Well, Jim will, if it goes as it's the first game is going and Andy has the chance to win this game, Jimmy will regroup in the second game. Maybe this first game is not over with yet. I mean, these guys will have the ability to call some timeouts, to rethink it, to stop some momentum. Andy's playing sound ball. He's going to be tough to stop here. But Jimmy's a veteran who has the ability to do that.
We had to have a few discussions there with the referees. We get set to resume action. Roberts serving, leading 8-2.
It's very early yet.
(9-2).
That ball is being struck at a tremendous velocity.
What has the radar gun registered some of these people hit the ball?
A couple of serves lately have been up, I think, in the 160s. This ball's got to be going 120, 130. And maybe faster.
Wow.
There's some flat winners here. They're being struck in the front wall about as low as you can without skipping in. Watch his feet on the line, gets down low, makes low contact. Hits a crack again on the right.
The power of Roberts is really being evident.
Yeah, and he's serving both ways too, so he's keeping Jim in the back of the court pretty much in the middle so he can't cheat to either side. Ball's being hit so fast in there that it's hard to get your racket up even to get set and even pop it to the ceiling.
12-2. Cascio getting some encouragement from some of the fans behind us. He just really showing the power. That's the key too. I think we kind of can overemphasize his power. The fact that he hadn't missed any shots. You can throw it.
It's such a fine line for these guys because just 4 or 5 inches higher in the front wall means it's coming off the back wall, and a couple inches too low means he's going to skip. So they got a range in the front wall of about a foot. And he is definitely in that range right now.
Every shot that Roberts seems to take is right there, and he's 1 point away now from winning the first game. And decisively winning it, we might add. And that's it. I'm telling you.
That's about as well a first game as Andy can play right there. He's going to peel the serve.
And it was.
The serve was not good. It was upheld by the Lions judges. And that's game number 1 to Andy Roberts.
It was
15-2.
15-2, and we've got a second one coming up. So you stay with us. We'll be back with more of the Echelon U.S. National Amateur Racquetball Championships in a moment. One game is in the books. Andy Roberts, runner-up the last 2 years, and last year to Jim Cascio with a convincing 15-2 win. But as we pointed out before, Steve, both of these players in their semifinal match lost the first game, came back to win. And in fact, when Cascio did yesterday, he came back and won big.
Yeah, Tim Sweeney played a great game, and he played a great match. And had Jim going in the first game, and Jim came back after the first game, regrouped, won the second game decisively and then won a tough tiebreaker.
But
so
those
he's going to pretty
numbers
much.
that we see here, Steve, are really one-sided.
Yeah, they really are. Andy didn't miss any shots, and Jimmy couldn't quite get on track. And it'll have to change in this one, or it's going to be a quick 2 for Andy Roberts.
Cascio is serving.
Right off the bat, aggressive return. Not a bad serve. Just an aggressive cross-court shot that Cascio couldn't get to.
Cascio out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, against Andy Roberts of Memphis.
It's a tough shot. I mean, it's a shot to hit. He was backtracking, hitting a backhand on the run. Just aimed a little too low.
Short.
Serve was short.
Been a good shot for Jim to make right there. The ball was left up in the middle. Needs to make a few of those to kind of stabilize his game a little bit and get back in this thing.
Still scoreless.
And a great view to watch the Roberts serve. And he gets down low. Great motion to emulate. Notice, here's what notice, seeing a lot of the players that use the 2-step serving motion to hit their low drives and their hard Z's. It gathers a little bit of momentum for them. They use the entire 5-foot box. It's just very fundamental way to serve.
That was a great serve there. It really pinned him against the wall.
Yeah. There it shows it again. Low contact, good follow through. He's watching back to see what Jim's going to do with the shot. That's great. Great fundamentals. He wanted that one.
Line judges, I call that serve short. There's been an appeal.
Peeled the ball. Referee said it was short. One of the linesmen thought it was good. One of the linesmen thought it was short, so the short call is upheld. But he comes right back with an aggressive second serve.
Didn't take anything off, did he?
No. That was a good shot right there. Good center court shot. He hit Andy in the back left corner. Just kind of frustrated. That was about the first shot that he's really made in there. And he'd love a couple points here to get himself back going. There's one of them right there.
Even at 1-1, Cascio.
Got that ball by him, stayed off the back wall. Good shot.
Scores 1, serving 1.
Great shot. And he's coming up into the center of the court, and the ball goes by him on the right. Some trouble with that. Actually, in that rally, Jimmy created a left-up shot. The ball came to in the center of the court. Instead of really re-killing it, he just kind of didn't get a real good shot at. Those are the ones he's going to have to re-kill, stick them in the corners or down the line to win those quick points.
Second serve.
Great shot, great shot. And he's coming back up into cover center court. Jim drives it back to the right side, cross court. Showed on replay. Good backhand right in here. Beautiful angle. Dives before the back wall.
Short serve. Defense has been ruling here in the sense that the offensive player has not been able to score. It's only 1-1.
Oh, another left-up shot that slipped away there. Jimmy's going to have to start making some of those because that's not a bad shot for him. Should be making that one, get himself back in the match.
Roberts again serving.
Oh, second one, just like the previous rally.
Yeah. Left
Tried to
short.
slide that backhand in there and
Line judges, I
just
call
aimed it a
that
little low.
serve good. There's been an appeal.
They're going back to
Ball
the
stands.
serve.
Point. Scores 2, serving 1.
2-1. This one, this is the second game. 1-15.
Point.
There's an ace. 3-1.
That ball is being struck so hard that they're actually just about overcoming the friction of the floor, and that ball skids back into the corner. When you can make the ball do that, that is beyond tremendous velocity.
Put another point on the scoreboard. 4-1 now. Roberts won the first one. Here's the replay.
Scores 4.
Okay, look at that forehand, low shot. Wonderful offensive forehand right there.
Good serve. Point. Okay. Line judges, I said there was no violation of the drive serve line rule. No violation. My call stands. Point.
They appealed that Andy's racket went over the second line, which is 3 feet away from the side wall. And both the linesmen put a hand down that they did not see it, so the call by the referee that it was not a violation is upheld. And that ball was split. Broken ball, they'll throw another one in and they'll get rolling right away.
And you mean literally split. The ball was
that ball
hit
was-
so hard.
Look at that motion. Great serving motion.
And now they'll whap it a few times to get it broken in, huh?
Well, the balls take an incredible beating at
Boy.
the speed, and the durability of the balls are fantastic to be able to withstand this beating for so long in matches.
American Amateur Racquetball Association celebrating its 20th anniversary as its sports governing body. Boy, a lot of changes since this sport developed really with its origins combination paddleball, handball, but I guess paddleball was really its true predecessor as a racket type game, or at least a...
Short serve.
He'll have a second serve.
Line judges, I call that serve short. There's been an appeal. That's correct. That's correct.
They appealed.
You didn't return the ball. It was an ace serve. My call did not affect your returning that ball. Therefore, I'm scoring an ace.
The ball was called
Everyone
short.
understands I've scored that.
It was
that
appealed by the
serve
server,
and ace.
Andy Roberts. Both the linesmen
Play ball.
overturned the referee.
Score is 6.
Judgment was that the
One.
receiver could not get to the ball if it would have been in play, so therefore it goes as an ace.
Short. Hold it. Serve is short.
Well, the referee and the judges have had their hands full in this match, again, in large measure because of tremendous power that is being put on the ball. It's getting places quick.
That is what incredible. One thing that you'll see from all the players that have been on the telecast, all are wearing recommended eyewear from the different companies, and that is a new rule by the ARA, which is a fantastic rule because to play the game well, you need to be looking around to see your opponent hit the shot, and there's always that chance that you might get nipped, and to wear recommended eyewear right now and to have that rule passed so all players participate in the tournament is a fantastic rule, and should save a lot of eye injuries, and it's a great safety measure for the sport.
That's a good point that you brought up because I didn't want people to think that everybody that we had seen is myopic. They are wearing the protective glasses. As we have a timeout with a score reading 8-1. Andy Roberts has just continued his dominance here in this second game.
And players find their range. A basketball player will find his range, and a racquetball player, especially with these guys, the front wall, the scoring zone on the front wall is basically about 15 inches and below. And Andy has found that range, and he's serving excellent, and his range in the actual scoring rallies is fantastic. He's right there. If a player finds his zone, he's definitely in his zone right now. And he's going to be tough to stop because he's a strong player. He's been here. He wants to win it tremendously bad.
There's a fact for you.
Well, racquetball is a great workout, and because the ball doesn't always stays close to the players, and for a 1 hour workout, it's a fantastic sport.
All right, here's Andy Roberts when he isn't on the racquetball cart. Tennis and golf, favorite sports. Well, tennis, you'd not be surprised at that.
Second serve. Line judges, I called that serve short. There's been an appeal. The call stands.
Okay.
Second serve.
It was short, appealed. Both the linesmen thought it was also short. That ball was struck so incredibly hard and low. It's really a compliment to Andy's game today. It's a championship match. He's been here before, and he's right on the money.
Some of those balls, as it is now 10-1, some of those balls are cut.
10.
We're talking 100 miles an hour after they hit the wall, or maybe even greater.
There's been an appeal. The call stands.
And
Scored the point.
it is like trying to hit a Nolan Ryan fastball while having to move over and get to it. In other words, he doesn't have to worry about the strike zone, but you got to go get it.
Yep. Awfully strong in there.
It's 11-1, and golly, Andy Roberts looks as though he had a mission
He
in
pulls
this
that
one.
thing down right there.
Serving 1.
Now he sets up, has that shot, rips it down the line. Cascio can't get to it.
Have you ever seen Andy Roberts play better than this?
No, I don't. I'm not sure if Andy's put together
12.
2 games like this. I'm sure he has in different tournaments that he's been in. But if for a national championship,
Hey, on you figure
it's,
who he's
it's an
playing.
incredible performance.
I mean, he's
And
not
no,
playing
he's-
chop liver here. He's,
No, I mean, it's going so fast that it's hard to sit back and play off the left up shot like you'd like to. That was actually left up in the middle of the court, but it came so fast. Look at that backhand. It came off the wall, and it just squirted in the middle. And it just catches him off guard.
Good. Okay. My call has been overruled and overturned. Therefore, the first serve was short, and it's now second serve.
Roberts serving. Skip, and that was very close.
That's tough because Jimmy definitely doesn't have his momentum, and he sees an offensive shot there. He wants to end it because he knows he needs to go back in and serve and peg out some points, and he just try to make that shot a little fine and skips it in.
Only 2 points away, Roberts, from taking this in consecutive games. Incredible performance by Andy Roberts. Jim Cascio, the #1 seed, defending champion. And Andy Roberts has been in this final now 3 years in a row, is only 1 point away from finally winning it. And he did it. It's over, and Jim's saying, how'd I do that? Didn't quite get it done yet.
That ball was struck so hard that he stuck his racket out.
He said, how'd
and
I
it
do
found
that?
the corner somehow. And
after that moral victory, Jim wants to take timeout, though he's trailing 1-14. And he at least takes it with humor, knowing that his opponent has just been impossible.
Look at that shot. That is tremendous velocity, good angle. He sets up on this shot. Watch the, I mean, that racket is just, he sticks it out and ball hits the racket and goes in the right corner. What can you say?
He says, I haven't seen it yet. Where is it?
Yeah. So it, well, Andy's put together about 29 of the best racquetball points in a championship match that you'd ever want to see.
I want to thank all of these folks, the Downtown YMCA, and of course all the rest that you see listed for helping us with this telecast. And there you see some of the fans in the background as we're getting set for the resumption of action. With Jim Cascio, the defending champion, trailing 1-14. And his serve is short.
Kind of changing around, throwing a backhand serve and throwing something in to possibly change this around. There's a point. But the only thing you can do right now is you just get back in there and you try to peg out a couple points. You play a rally at a time, one at a time, and maybe gets 3-4 going. Makes Andy think about it a little bit. It's the only approach you can have.
Second serve.
First serve was short.
Hope for a left up shot. That ball's hitting so hard that it's actually curving in flight.
That one,
And
I'm interested you mentioned that because the angle that we were looking
see
at
that
is the
ball,
same.
it's just actually curved.
Andy Roberts serving.
He's throwing a natural breaking ball on that. And now Roberts serving, leading 14-2, 1 point away.
This will be about as hard as he can possibly hit the ball right here to end this thing.
I would think so.
They did hold it. That serve is short.
Serve short. Now his pattern has been not to take much off the second serve. With a big lead like this, why should he, huh?
Yeah, it's an aggressive approach. I think viewers have to be cautious that they would have the ability of Andy to do that. Look at that. Is that unbelievable?
Right there.
That's an unbelievable 30 points for the championship right there.
Winning them both by scores of 15-2, the champion. And after a couple of years as being runner-up, Andy Roberts dethrones the defending champion, Jim Cascio, to win the men's open division here at the Echelon U.S. National Amateur Racquetball Championships. And we'll be back with the ceremony in the court. And Steve will have a chance to chat with the winner and talk about that powerful game that we saw after we take a timeout. Back at the downtown YMCA in Houston, Texas, the awards about to get underway for the men's open champion and also the introduction of a couple of other team members. And let's go to the public address announcer for that introduction and for that ceremony.
Luke St. Onge, the Executive Director of the American Amateur Racquetball Association, will make a presentation of the awards to all finalists in the U.S. Echelon National Championships. Fourth place goes to Tim Sweeney from Glen Ellen, Illinois. By virtue of his fourth place finish, Tim becomes a member of the U.S. National Racquetball Team. Third place in the U.S. National Singles is to Lance Gilliam of San Antonio, Texas. Lance is currently a member of the U.S. National Team. He gets his sweater. Congratulations. Second, in 1988, Echelon U.S. National Singles, Jim Cascio of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Jim currently is a member of the U.S. National Team and competes on that team. The first place winner of the 1988 U.S. Echelon National Championships, Andy Roberts. Andy's from Memphis, Tennessee. 6 times a runner-up, Andy is the winner of the 1988 Echelon U.S. National Singles Championships.
All right. Andy Roberts finally wins the big championship here, and now getting into position to chat with him, Steve Strandamo. So, Steve, take it away.
I'd like to just kind of get your feelings. I mean, that, personally watching that, was probably about the best 30 points of championship racquetball that you've played in a championship match.
Oh, I would have to say it was. My game plan going into the match is I wanted to make sure I kept Jim out of the rallies because he's very good in the rallies. And the only way I knew to do that was serve well. And once in the first game I got my momentum going and my first serves were coming in, I knew that I was going to be very comfortable throughout the match.
It was tremendous. You had great control of your serves. You kept moving it. moving him around, making him go to side. You were strong in the rallies. You know,
Well, you know, I want to make sure when I got a second serve opportunity that I didn't hit the same second serve so he would become accustomed to what I was going to do. So I had to mix it up. And fortunately, my serve to the right was very strong.
Well, it's a long wait for the championship and well waited for, and fantastic effort today.
Thank you, Steve.
And we'll be back with some final thoughts here as you take a look at Andy Roberts, the champion. He won them both by scores of 15-2. We'll be back with more from the downtown YMCA in Houston in just a moment. Greg Lucas back along with Steve Strandemo. We've just about run out the gamut here. I want to thank you, first of all, Steve, for being with us.
Thank you very much.
We hope you enjoyed the affair, the 1988 version of the U.S. National Racquetball Championships. The 1988 Echelon United States National Racquetball Singles Championships from the downtown YMCA in Houston, Texas, have been brought to you by Echelon, the most recommended name in racquetball, by Penn Athletics Products Company, where quality is #1. And by the U.S. Amateur Racquetball Association, celebrating 20 years of rapid growth as the official governing body of amateur racquetball. The executive producer for Home Sports Entertainment is Jack Stanfield. Director of production, John McIntyre. Today's event was produced by Joe Gallagher and directed by Chip Seagull. Our technical director, Ward Booth. Here are the rest of the folks that had a big hand in bringing you the action. This has been a presentation of Home Sports Entertainment.